all that glitters is not gold. Maya Devi creates such a glittering appearance. It is not so glittering. See through the illusion. Before marriage, the wife was Suryamukhi. After marriage, she became Jwalamukhi. So this is the reality of all material pleasures. The problem of Maya gets created by comparison. If there was no comparison, nobody would have been agitated. I've got 2 rotis to eat and 2 sets of clothes to wear. But now comparison starts. My neighbor has got this kind of car and I've only got this kind of car. That neighbor went for holiday cruise to Atlanta and I have not gone for a cruise to Atlanta. Now what to do? So the comparison creates the dissatisfaction. All joy gets stolen. Sri Krishna is saying that the person of knowledge is able to dismantle this illusion which is created and then control the mind and the senses.
Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 4, verse chanting is followed by translation and commentary by Swami Mukundananda.
सर्वाणीन्द्रियकर्माणि प्राणकर्माणि चापरे आत्मसंयमयोगाग्नौ जुह्वति ज्ञानदीपिते.
Some, inspired by knowledge, offer the functions of all their senses and their life energy in the fire of the controlled mind. What does he say out here? He is talking about Jnana Yoga. He had talked about Hatha Yoga, control the senses. But controlling the senses mechanically is difficult. And this can rebound. That is why somebody tries to be a yogi and later on becomes a super bhogi. Now that is the rebound. But when you do it with knowledge, then this problem doesn't arise. And that is the Jnana Yoga, which means with the intellect understand, this is not the happiness that will satisfy me. So ultimately we are all selfish. Sarva swartha samiyate. All of us are looking on how to fulfill our self-interest. Because our intellect tells us the self-interest will be fulfilled in this manner, we are running after it. And if the intellect says this is going to harm your self-interest, immediately you become detached. One mother, she had lost her child in the Diwali Mela. She went to the Diwali Mela in Bay Area and so many 40,000 people, the child got lost. So where is my child? Where is my child? Where is my child? Then from far she saw that little child. She thought, oh, he's my child. Beta, beta, she's running. So much of love in the heart. And she came close. He's not my child. Immediately became detached. Does she have to practice detachment? Oh no, I practiced attachment to you, now I must practice detachment. Or does she have to fight? I thought you were my child, why did you turn out to be somebody else? The moment the intellect realizes that he is not mine, she is detached. That is the power of the intellect over the mind. Now the Jnana Yogi consciously uses this power. Doesn't leave it to chance. So the Jnana Yogi brings the right knowledge to the intellect. Where I am searching for happiness, is there actually happiness there? Or is it that these senses are deceiving me? As the saying goes, first man drinks wine. Come on, let's try it out. And slowly, slowly, the senses become attached. The mind becomes addicted. And then the next step comes, wine drinks wine. And then the third stage comes, wine drinks man. So an intelligent person sees, where is the end result of this? With that understanding, then the mind is withdrawn. The mind says, that's all right, but still I want it. Now you have to force the mind. Hey Maniram, I will not listen to you. You have spoiled my endless lifetimes. Again you want me to spoil this lifetime as well? You will stay where I want you to stay. Now with the power of the intellect, you control the mind. That is the Buddhi Yoga which Lord Krishna talks about. For this, the intellect must fully understand. If the intellect says that happiness is there, and then you say, I don't want the mind to go there, it is impossible. Just like we were sitting at the table at, I think it was breakfast time or lunch time, and one of the participants had their little child. For half an hour the child was sitting, and the entire half an hour the child was engrossed in the mobile. It was a 7-year-old child. Now if we say, no beta, you should take your mind to the bhajans that are being sung, you think the child is going to be able to take the mind there? Because the intellect says the happiness is in that mobile, that game that I am playing. So when the intellect is not convinced, where is the question of controlling the mind? Hence, in this jnāna yoga, we must be able to convince the intellect all that glitters is not gold. Maya Devi creates such a glittering appearance. It is not so glittering. See through the illusion. Before marriage, the wife was Suryamukhi. After marriage, she became Jwalamukhi. So this is the reality of all material pleasures. Of course, now I am not saying that you don't stay in the world. I am just saying understand the reality of the world. That which is appearing so glittering to you, the reality is something else. You know, in the Indian tradition, the biggest festival is the marriage festival. With so much of band baja, the Dulha Raja comes. And after that, the baja that happens all life, nobody talks about. So this material energy is deceiving us. So Jnana Yoga means just think consciously. I made these desires so many times that I must enjoy the rasgulla. And I did eat the rasgulla also so many times. But again the desire arose. If it was such that once it is quenched, it is gone forever, it is fine. But if it's going to come back stronger and stronger and stronger every time, then it is like chasing a mirage. And in the process, my cholesterol has gone out of control, sugar has gone out of control, everything. Was it worthwhile? With the intellect, you understand the nature of material pleasures and then withdraw the mind from there. You find higher pleasures. Nobody is telling you not to dance, but you dance to the glory of God, and that dance is purifying. Think about it, the things that people spend thousands of dollars for in their long weekend. They go running here and there. We are doing all those things. We have got here song, we have got here dance, we have got festival, we have got celebration, we've also got a sumptuous prasad feast. But this is properly oriented. It is the sacrifice of love. where it is all in the spirit of grasping God with the senses and offering it all our activities for His pleasure. So this is the Jnana Yoga. And if the biggest illusion, see what happens in modern times is that the social media has compounded the problem. The problem of Maya gets created by comparison. If there was no comparison, nobody would have been agitated. I've got 2 rotis to eat and 2 sets of clothes to wear. But now comparison starts. My neighbor has got this kind of car and I've only got this kind of car. That neighbor went for holiday cruise to Atlanta and I have not gone for a cruise to Atlanta. Now what to do? So the comparison creates the dissatisfaction. An experiment was conducted where the social researcher would give a pebble to the monkey. And if the monkey handed the pebble to the researcher, he would get 1 cucumber. So all was going well with the monkey. Until he saw that the monkey by the side was being given 2 cucumbers. Now the monkey got so agitated. 2 cucumbers. So it literally took the cucumber and threw it on the social researcher's head. I don't want it. Now the dissatisfaction has started. So what is the source of this asantosh? It is the comparison. That is the reason why it is said comparison is the thief of joy. All joy gets stolen because of, even in bhakti, I am doing this. But why did that person get more of a chance than I got? Now again the unhappiness has started. So, our scriptures say, Satu bhavati daridri yasya trishna vishala manasi cha paritushte korthavan ko daridrah. Who is poor? A person may be a king. But if the kingdom does not suffice for him, he is poor. Because he thinks the other guy's got a bigger kingdom. Now, Jeff Bezos was on the top of the world. I'm going to be the first billionaire in space. Until Richard Branson, he went into space before him. Now Jeff Bezos says, oh my God. Comparison spoiled all his joy. He did go up, but it did not give him the happiness. And what does social media do? Social media brings that comparison in your face. Because earlier only you see somebody and say, okay, he's probably enjoying more than me. But now it is there in the social media. So, and the worst thing is that people will put on their most artificial things. So somebody who's totally miserable, if you see them on social media, you'll think, my God, these people are really so happy. And the consequence is what they call FOMO. F-O-M-O. Fear of missing out. So now everybody, I'm missing out on that person's happiness. See, that person is getting happiness, I'm not getting it. I'm missing out. Particularly in the corporate environment, you see, they say this person is getting promoted, he is going higher, and this person has got a startup. So I don't have the pleasure of having a startup. But do you know how much you have to slog to make the startup successful? 3 years completely gone. And how many startups fail out of all those that try? 1 out of 10 succeeds. But that fear says, now I also need to have a startup. And in this rat race, people are running and running and running. So now Sri Krishna is saying that the person of knowledge is able to dismantle this illusion which is created and then control the mind and the senses.